I'll tell you how many people are watching from different things.
We're live?
Yeah, we are. Of course we are. So, of course we are, Don. You just don't know what the hell's going on. So, I know you want to wait till 7 o'clock exactly, right?
It is. It's 7 o'clock right now.
You ready?
All right.
I'm Scott.
I'm Don.
And we're talking real estate.
All right, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a great show. We've got an audience. We've got our good friend Mark, Real Estate Mark, in the back here watching at the office today. We've got our new producer, Melissa Levinas, in the house. Melissa, pop your head out there so that people can see you. There she is. Hello. All right.
We have a new.
You're not going to chant my name?
I guess we can. We don't have enough people. We'll do it at the end of the show. Look at, man, they already want to chant. Jeez.
So we have a new producer.
That's right.
New producer. Our old producer
our executive producer?
Just never shows up anymore.
Yeah, he's never around.
What's he doing?
He's never around, I'm telling you. But it'll be a lot different. Don and I can use our hands now, so I give him the finger a lot more. You know what I mean? So it'll be okay.
And he can open up his wallet more and throw out that money for all the swearing that he does.
See? Melissa's getting a high. She's getting some highs. That's our good friend Steve Kreutz, an Apples graduate. Steve, you got your shirt on? I know you do. Wow, look at that.
Awesome.
Lisa from Memory's Mission already popping in.
Mel,
I wondered. Yeah, Mel, I like it. Oh, that's fun. All
right, so let's get to the question of the show.
Question of the show, Don.
This weekend.
So a lot of time we spend this week, it looks like we're doing daily dose and stuff, is the numbers that in 2020 was a big move out of your state kind of year. And they're talking about 2021, same thing, right? So big, huge amount of people moving out of states like California, New York, things like that. Where would you move if you moved out of Michigan? I'm hoping you're in Michigan. If you moved out of Michigan, where would you move to?
And if you're not Michigan, where would you move to anyway?
Put it in the chat for us. If you would, please. Where would you move to? Shave the head, Scott, really? Jim Boyce. Where's your wife at? Tell her to put the clamps on that guy. Aruba is, we're talking other states there, girl. We're talking other states.
Florida,
Las Vegas, okay.
So what's wrong with Aruba?
Well, I mean,
it's paradise.
Florida. Shelly Gambino says Florida. I like it. Jim Boyce, Colorado, but you already been there, my friend. Don, I hope you have the controls. John Bedker, really?
I don't.
Really?
I'm out of
Man, I'm telling you, Three Stripes, guys, you know him. Three Stripes Heating and Cooling. He was on the show. Phenomenal work. Best in the business. John from Three Stripes Heating and Cooling.
Yeah, it was one of the best shows that I had. One of the best guests we had that
informative,
educated me.
Absolutely knows what he's talking about.
Tennessee, Virginia Beach.
Man, I'm telling you, all these people live in one of those resort towns. I mean, Melissa, where do you want to go?
I like Tennessee.
See?
Tennessee.
Producer says Tennessee. Now, what about you? Pennsylvania. That's Florida. An interesting one.
I like Florida. I think I would go to Florida.
Florida, too hot, man. I would be a sweaty mess.
I'd come back up here.
I get chafed thighs in hot environments, man. I would not make it.
3 months up here and 6 or 9
Bring the
down
baby
there,
powder.
something like that.
Well, yeah, no kidding. So I'll tell you a couple places. New Orleans would be a city.
Yeah. It's gonna be really hot.
I know, but it's crazy, and I love crazy. So crazy would be okay. And my son has rubbed off on me. So Alaska. See all the wildlife in Alaska. I'd do that. So again, question of the show is, where would you move if you moved out of state, guys? Where would you move? Massachusetts. I like that one.
All over the place. Texas, Virginia Beach, Tennessee, North Dakota.
Guess who's watching right now, ladies and gentlemen? Kelly from Sister Sweets is watching. One of our past, what do you call it?
Vendors.
Yeah, past vendors. Absolutely.
Suppliers,
all the good stuff. Suppliers, I'm telling you.
All right. Okay, so let's get on to the next thing, which would be Mortgage Minute.
The Mortgage Minute. Wait. From a deep bunker is Mike McLaughlin. Go for Mike.
Hey, guys.
Mike McLaughlin, the legend continues.
It continues right here in Woodhaven.
How many Academy Mortgage shirts do you own, buddy?
4 shirts. 2 blue, 2 black of this one. A couple sweatshirts, sweatpants, all kinds of
stuff.
Wait, Mike. Do you have anything else? Do you have any clothes that doesn't have an Academy Mortgage on it?
Not for this podcast, I don't.
Okay. All right.
Hey, no, the better question, Mr. McLaughlin, you're the preferred lender of the show. Don, do you have an Academy Mortgage?
I don't.
I have one, buddy. I don't have that baby blue one right there.
I don't
Come
have
on.
a t-shirt.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Right. We'll get that remedied.
He's like, look at that revenue. So, Michael, what do you got for us today? Tell us some mortgage stuff.
Well, first of all, I agree with both you and Don that Florida is too hot. But what I will do is what all Michiganders do. They become snowbirds. I would do that. I would just spend the winter in Florida and spend the summer here.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't do that now, buddy. The high roller you are, I'm telling you.
It's coming.
Yes, it is. Guys, just so you know, in the actual the byline there, that's the app. If anybody's interested and needs help, Mike McLaughlin, the app is right there. We'll post it in the comments at some point in time, but that's definitely the app right there. So,
yeah, that app has a lot of great tools for you. It's got mortgage terms that you can learn. You can apply right through there. It's got the amortization schedule. It's a really great tool for preparing or getting into the home buying market.
well, that's your first step. If somebody calls you says, do that, right?
Right, because and it may seem like I'm just trying to have them do all the work by filling out the app, but by familiarizing yourself with the technology that we're using, it's going to make the rest of the process of buying a home so much easier for you because it's all done right through the app.
Mike, I got to cut you off just for a second because somebody popped in with ridiculousness. Sam Abdullah, listen, I want to see you as a rancher in Montana. I would love to see that, buddy. I get you a pair of blue jeans, get you up and steering some cattle. All right? That's what I want to see, Sam. I'm telling you. John Becker, I see up there, your wife wants to go to Hawaii. Without you, you're killing me. You're killing me.
Sam, you really go to Montana?
I don't know.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Montana it is. There's nobody there.
So
So
Big country.
Cindy Light's watching from Texas. We're going nationally today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we give a shout out to Vinny and Ken McDougal watching us. Ken from Seattle.
Hey, I'm telling you,
Oh,
going
Seattle,
national.
Washington.
Going there. Must have heard we got a new producer. That's what they must have heard. You know what I mean? So, Michael, tell us some mortgage stuff. Give us some good insight that we can use right now.
All right. Everybody hears the terms FHA or conventional loans and thrown around, and USDA, which is the same thing as rural development. So just a quick little mortgage minute here to kind of give some insight. First-time home buyers can use any of those programs, conventional, FHA, USDA. What's really going to determine it is if you've really done a good job in establishing your credit, then you probably have a great credit score. You're likely going to be conventional, or even potentially if you're buying out in the boonies a little bit, like out towards Belleville or south down towards Monroe, then maybe
That was the booties. Watch yourself, man, because some of Belleville's probably watching. Go, boo!
I
That's
don't consider the boonies to be a term of any type of indictment at all.
I got you. Keep going. You're doing good.
But you would go conventional because you're being rewarded for your great credit score, or you would go USDA as you capitalize on programs which are meant for rural areas. But then there's this great program called FHA, which says just because maybe you've got a little bit dinged credit, or maybe you have a short period of time for established credit, we're not going to prevent you from buying a home. And then another thing, depending upon how much money you have to put down, that could also affect whether or not you go conventional or FHA as well. So basically, FHA loans are for newly established credit people or people with a little more dinged credit. And then conventional is for people with more established credit, more down payment. And rural development, USDA, are exactly for what that's synonymous. Those two mean the same thing. It's exactly what it sounds like. If you live in a more rural area, that could be a possible loan program for you that requires zero down.
So let me ask a question, Michael. So would you ever choose a FHA over a conventional?
Very rarely. If you qualify for a conventional, you're almost always going to use the conventional. Now,
What's the reason why?
What's that?
What's the reason why?
Sure. If you qualify for a conventional loan, you're going to get, it's not even interest rate, because interest rate, they're very comparable. As a matter of fact, FHA at times can have a better interest rate than conventional. But the FHA loans have a funding fee, which, so for a $100,000 loan, you're going to pay $1,750, not out of pocket, out of the equity in your home, to the FHA to fund your loan. Now, on a conventional loan, you don't have that. So what that is that's the federal government, FHA, mitigating the cost of the pool of foreclosures that they may see. So by contributing to that, you're protecting that loan product from being insoluble if we do run into an issue with foreclosures.
Okay.
Conventional loans do have their own insurance to protect against foreclosures, but because the borrowers are more qualified, longer established credit, the percentage of foreclosure on conventional loans is a lot less.
Okay.
Other than that, so that's the main reason why you would take a conventional loan. Also easier to qualify, less hoops to jump through. And an FHA loan, there could be it could be a little more painful, just the process.
Okay.
And then there is a situation with somebody with tremendous credit might use FHA because FHA is more liberal with your debt to income, meaning if you're spending a little bit more of your monthly income, conventional at a certain point would say, sorry, we can't do that. But FHA says, yeah, we'll allow that. We're a little bit more easygoing when it comes to credit and then also income.
So that's the big one right there, Mike. That's maybe the one we were trying to tease out is that if you have your debt to income ratio is high, FHA might be that you might have to go. They might go that route.
Yeah, it might be your only avenue. And then perhaps when if the market works with you and your income continues to rise as you advance in your career, then you could refinance into a conventional and get all those benefits that you might have missed the first time.
All right, Michael. One last question for you, sir. One real quick one. Go ahead.
Hey, Mike, going back to the agriculture loan, the USDA loan, what's considered, do you know what's considered a rural area as opposed to like Belleville? I know in Belleville, if you get south of Belleville, it's considered rural, but in Belleville, right in it proper, it's not going to be considered rural.
So it's about population density. And
okay.
So what you need to do is if you're hunting for a home, you just go to Google, type in USDA eligible. It's going to take you to a .gov website, and all you got to do is put in the address, and it's going to tell you if that home is eligible for USDA financing.
This guy's dropping bombs all day today. Look at this. I mean, you just got 2 or 3 things, folks, you can use right now. So, Michael, just one last one. Rates are up or down today?
Rates are flat. We haven't seen a whole lot of change, and they're still great.
Absolutely. Buying using that car rate more than 2.65 or whatever it is. Somebody told me they got 2.3 out of 15 today. 2.3.
1.9.
Yeah, 2.375, 15-year mortgage. Yeah, 2.375, 2.5%, right in that wheelhouse, depending upon your qualifications.
I feel like I'm just going to get a big pool of cash on the ground, just dive into it. Same thing. That's what it feels like.
As long as you're not paying that interest, that's what's important.
Michael, you were the best, ladies and gentlemen.
Good job,
Mike
Mike.
McLaughlin, give him a little Mike. There you go. See you, my friend.
Be well.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. Man, the guy's always got good stuff.
Oh, man, he's
Folks,
a good one.
realize that there's a couple little nuggets every time he just drops it. You just go, wow, oh my God. I'd pick up one thing from him every time.
The USDA loan it's so surprising that it's a zero down loan.
Yeah.
It's a regular loan, but it's a zero down loan. It's just really
It's different.
so
Yeah,
awesome,
it's definitely
man.
different.
So if you get in that area and there's people that are moving out of the city or out of the suburbs to somewhere where it's more rural, and they might qualify.
Absolutely. So now let's go ahead to the question of the show real quick.
All right,
question of the show. Guys, we're going to throw this back at you again. We saw a bunch of crazy, good, fun stuff and want some more, okay?
Crazy. They're all good answers.
Where would you move if you moved
Except
out of state?
Sam's.
If you moved out of state. Yes, Sam.
All good answers except Sam.
So throw in the chat for us. Just throw it in the chat for us if you would. Where would you move if you moved out of state? I know Sam wants to go to Montana. I know that John's wife is going to Hawaii without him. And what else you got? Talk to me. What else you got? What other states would you go to? Where would you go? So where would you move if you moved out of
We
state?
said Texas.
Yeah, Texas, absolutely. Okay. All right. So our topic today is pretty heavy, right? It's a heavy one.
Well, it's an interesting one, and it's a little more serious.
Yeah. So
right,
we run into this a lot, right? It feels like we run into this a lot. So throw the topic over there if you wouldn't, Miss Producer, please. Okay. A relative passes away. What do you do with the house?
What's next?
Right. And it's very, like, people go, well, we got a will, and then all of a sudden it's all protected. They think, well, if you dig, you really can find a lot of different things. You find a lot of different things. Okay.
Right.
So what do you got?
So number one, when somebody passes away, you don't know what to do. You really want to find out who actually owns the house. And sometimes you might think it was the aunt or his mom and dad. You don't know if somebody else was on there or not. So the number one thing you want to do is get title work. You want to have a title search done on property. Find out who actually owns the house. If there are any liens on the property. Yeah. Sometimes you have liens from the city. The city help some people put windows in if they're on a lower economic scale. So there's things that might surprise you on the ownership or liens on the property. So
absolutely. So first thing, guys, title work. Do a good title search and make sure to see who owns the house. That's one. Yeah. What do you got for two?
Sometimes, going back to the title, sometimes people have a quick claim deed, giving it to someone in the family. Sometimes it's recorded, sometimes it's not, which is called a ladybird deed. So if you might find those things, and then which leads to the next step would be when you're into this situation, you have to eventually open up a state and it has to go to court unless there's a trust.
Right. So there's the big thing, guys. And this is where the rubber really meets the road, right? So the best way that you can protect your family from a house having to go to court is to get a trust, right?
Yes.
To put it in a trust.
And the trust spells out everything that's going on, who's going to be the trustees, where all the property, not just the house, but any other personal items, where all that's going to, and that will prevent you from going to court.
Right. And guys, think about it this way, okay? I got a couple going on right now that are talking court dates because of COVID are 2 months from now. A month and a half from now. So all of a sudden that closes way back out here, right? Yeah. Way out there.
It changes something.
So
anyways, the second thing you want to do is open a state, which means you have to go to court. You can do this on your own or get an attorney. If it's very possible to do it on your own, but there's going to be some hurdles. You're going to have to figure that stuff out. So sometimes it's just a lot easier to get an attorney that really specializes in probate.
Right.
Makes it a lot simpler and more efficient and expedient.
Well, that's what you want too. Like I've had people go to lawyers that aren't probate attorneys or real estate attorneys. And that's the hard part is that you got to do that. You got to go through that.
So the next thing is there may be a will, there may not be, but if there's a will, it still has to go to court and people don't realize that. And in the will, sometimes it will say who is appointed as a personal representative, and before it gets before the judge, when it gets in front of the judge will either agree that person will be the personal rep for the estate, or if there's nobody appointed in the will, he will agree with the family or the heirs if they have somebody that they consider that they would like to have as a personal rep.
Right, and guys, realize that we're not attorneys down our eyes, so we're not pretending to be, but we're just using experience right? So if there's a will, it doesn't mean it's not going to court. Okay, so just because you got a will doesn't mean you're not going. A trust is that solid thing that makes sure that you don't have to go through that business.
If you have a will, you still have to go to court.
Now, what's a trust cost? Put something in a trust.
Cost?
Yeah, put a house in a trust.
It depends. There's a lot more to it than just the house. There's any other assets. So. It's probably $1,000. I would suspect. I think
a couple, two or three. I think a couple, two or three.
Yeah, the minimum lower end with just a very small estate to very complicated estates, obviously.
Yeah, because then again, guys, you don't want to go through probate. You don't want to do that. It's just it's a bogged down process. It's a slow process, something like that. So Lisa Remy's mission said $1,500 is in her familiarity. There you go. So yeah, we have a couple lawyers that we trust, Kath. I know Rod Dunlop is a real good real estate attorney that I know. What do I get? John Chase.
John Chase, yeah.
John Chase is another one.
Yeah. Probates. So he's a public administrator, so he's in court in the probate court system.
Right.
A lot.
You got to ask, and that's what you want. You want the guy that does this like he's eating his cereal every morning, because that way it makes it easy, right? Just you got to figure it out. So what else we got, Don?
Okay, so after that,
what step are we on?
We're going to step 4. Once you have a personal rep, that personal rep is responsible. There's a lot of responsibility on a personal rep when they're the personal rep for the estate. So this is speaking to personal reps. You want to protect yourself. And the way you do that is by getting court approval on everything you do.
Yep.
And document, if you want to offer the property to somebody in the family and the family agrees to do that, make sure you have it documented, you have emails, you have it in writing to protect yourself, because it could come back and haunt you down the road. Somebody can bring it back to court, and you could end up in courts with some legalities that maybe there were some improprieties there that you should, and you want to make sure you have it in writing so that you can prove that there were no improprieties.
So Don, just so you know, to support what Lisa said, John Becker said the same thing, $1,200 to $1,500 for a trust. That sounds about right. I mean, I would say I see people go up to the $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000, somewhere in there. Trust definitely protects you. But so here's something else I found out, and we'll get you the last step here too, is I have a couple clients who had their house in a trust. They're in their 50s. They didn't pass away. So when we're going to get the check, they had to open up a bank account for the trust.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the other thing too, is when you get a check for a trust, when you sell a house, it comes in the name of whatever the trust is. So you got to have a bank account with the trust name too. So just think about that.
You know, the documents have to be in that trust name, so they have to sign all that sort of stuff out too. So going back to
give us 5.
Being a personal rep, I'll get to 5 in a second, but the personal rep, as a personal rep, you want to protect yourself and you want to get court approval on everything and have everything in writing. I want to make that very clear. It's a very, very important thing. And an attorney that you work with, if you work with an attorney, they're gonna tell you the same thing. Make sure we have court approval.
So Janine McKay says, any recommendation for a trust lawyer? I go Rod Dunlop all the time. John Chase is another guy.
Yeah, he does more public administrator, but I'm sure he can help with that sort of stuff too.
Yeah,
So
those are guys that we trust.
Yeah.
Those are guys that we both have had business with and we trust. So.
Okay, so number 5, this one's if you want to go through a quick, risky way, there's a quick way to do it, and that's by not getting court approval on this. And that's in a situation where there may be only 2 heirs and you're agreeing on everything. It has to be a small number of heirs, or you can really have a complicated situation down the road without court approval.
Yeah, I'd never do that in a million years.
So really stressing, get court approval.
Yep.
Unless you have a trust, you can avoid that whole situation.
Yeah, so definitely, folks, if you want to protect your home, you want to make sure it's an easy process, you got to go with a trust. Yeah. I got somebody meet me after this to talk about trust stuff, right?
I mean, there kind of is a way around just the house part of it, is by giving a quick claim deed to an heir or 2 heirs or something like that, and then they can split it and sell it down the road. That is a way around it.
Yeah, no, but still.
But there's usually more people involved in that sort of situation.
Definitely. Like I said, I got one going on. There might be a whole bazillion people going on. It's like, you know what I mean?
Right. So going to court is a good solution. Sometimes you have no choice, but you have to do that.
Yeah, so I saw some folks join in, Don. So I'm going to throw the question at him one more time. Question of the show. Let's throw that at him for a sec here. So the question, guys, is it's going to be a very mobile, and we're seeing the numbers starting already. It's a very mobile society now as far as with COVID being work from home. It's very flexible. So we see people leaving all kinds of places and moving to other places. So the list that we put out this week, you and I, weird ones on there was Idaho was number 1.
Yeah.
People were moving to. I was like, Idaho?
Oregon.
Oregon's a cool place.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know,
but like
kind of
Arkansas,
yeah,
Little Rock, that's my
Alabama.
spot. Yeah, it was interesting. People are definitely fleeing big cities and starting to get the more rural
But
stuff.
that's the thing. That's how we think. What other people don't think that same way, obviously.
Yeah.
That's what we want to know. What are you thinking? What are you thinking at?
So where would you move? Where would you move to? If you moved out of state, where would you go? Janine McKay, I didn't see anything from you, I don't think. Kathy Cordy, I'm not sure if I saw anything from you. Yeah. So Chris Wojcinski, my aunt says, we did a quick claim deed for 2 people. It was simple to do when the person passed. Look at that. See?
So you have to be in like-minded.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
You have to know who you're dealing with.
When money gets involved, people start getting crazy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. So safest way is a trust. I mean, if you trust each other a lot, maybe quick claim deed is the way you do it, right? But you got to trust each other a lot. Yeah,
absolutely. All right. So next up is
City highlight. Now, we have an old favorite on the show coming out, and she's like a celebrity in her own right. Okay, just so you know, Lisa from Maymay's Mission is there. Lisa, can you hear us?
Yeah.
You can? How the heck are you?
I'm great.
So listen, we heard that you raised like $30,000 for your group not too long ago. Is that true?
It's funny. I heard you guys and Eric Sloan raised almost $31,000.
Yes,
for Maymay's Mission.
True. So hopefully that money is going to good use. I'm hoping it's going to good use.
So today we actually started our sensory closet. So it'll consist of sensory items that these parents can come in and get for their children.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Right?
Absolutely awesome.
That's you guys. So
and we knew that we put the money in your hands, you're going to make sure it gets to the people that need it. That's the best part about Maymay's Mission. Folks, if you have a couple of dollars at the old tax time Emmy's Mission is always willing to take donations. They are the most phenomenal charity that we've ever worked with. They're amazing.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. All right, so you are our Wyandotte queen, our Wyandotte expert. Share with the folks some reasons why you love Wyandotte.
I moved to Wyandotte in 1990.
Yep.
I was a newly divorced mom of 3. My kids were 5 months, 2 years, and 5 years old.
Holy smokes.
Right?
A lot of little kids running around.
Wyandotte afforded us a rich life on a poor man's diet.
Okay.
There's so many parks in Wyandotte. We would take adventures in strollers and just walk to parks all the time.
Yeah.
Bishop Park. How awesome is that? My children still love going there. I take my littles there now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's become generational with us.
See, folks. I mean, that's the thing. When you love a place and you can
Mhm.
share with your kids and your grandkids, that's awesome. So parks is one. What else you got?
I wasn't raised here, but my dad had started his business here. He owned he was partners in Gee and Missler, a heating and cooling company.
Yeah.
They started in the 50s here. Them and the Bob Quint Plumbing started here. They worked with the Grote brothers, who are still in business 70 plus years later in Wyandotte.
Wow.
So lots of solid business, hey?
So much history, and all of us all the kids have grown up together. So Joey Grote is still in the business. His brother Kenny is a police officer. Their nephew Tyler just became a police officer in Wyandotte. Mike Quint is still in business. And they all help Mimi's Mission. So the circle that's been created is so ridiculous. You could never imagine it.
But so basically, it's generational how people stay there, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
I live in a neighborhood that I used to visit as a child. I was raised on Groseal. We didn't have parks. I was raised on a street that had 3 homes on it.
Yeah.
So we didn't have friends and parks and the green box. And my mom would take us into Wyandotte to my aunt's house that is actually right down the street from us now.
That's awesome.
And we were like, what's a green box? And you get ice cream and there's games and there's children. What a
You're like,
concept.
what?
Right. And now my littles actually play at that park every time they come over.
That's awesome.
So
It is awesome. Yeah.
What is a green box?
The green box used to be, it was a big green box that they would place in all the parks in the summertime, and they would hire students, high school students, to run these programs for kids. And these girls would come in and they would play with the kids all day at the park.
Okay.
So they would have the little hockey games, the stick hockey games, and basketball, and
Click on
we would play all these games.
what she's on top.
Okay, so it's like arts and crafts during the summer when you're in between during the summer.
Right, but free of charge.
Yeah,
So we would visit my aunt and go and do this. And then when I moved to Wyandotte as a single mom, we lived across the street from a park, and there was a green box there. So my children would walk directly across the street to this park and play green box all day long.
That's freaking awesome. So
It was awesome.
So people that share your sentiment. We got Kathy Cordy, who says, "Love Wyandotte" with big purple hearts there. Loves Wyandotte. Kathy Cordy. And we have Dale Deegan, who says it's really grown in the last few years. It definitely has, but I think it's been like that a long time. Yeah.
It really has. We're a little jewel here, and some businesses are transitional, but we have, if you like eating and you like imbibing and having a drink or taking
Imbibing. Ooh, man. Yeah, that a girl.
we're the place, right?
There is drink. I think Don's been down there a couple times.
Oh,
Yeah, Don and I need to go out a little bit. So
Absolutely. When this is over with, we need to be
Mhm.
down there.
going, right?
I've sold
Yeah.
a lot of houses in Wyandotte,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
people moving back that moved.
Yeah.
They grew up there.
There you go.
Majority of people have grown up there, and they love the city.
Well, and you still has neighborhood feels, right? And it's not the cookie cutter neighborhoods. Everywhere you go in Wyandotte is different.
Yeah,
Street
yeah,
fair
yeah.
too.
Yeah, got a huge street fair.
Yeah.
But Lisa, what else you got for us? What are the reasons you're like Wyandotte? Give me some more things.
I love downtown.
Yep.
I love. Let's go to the restaurants. Nana's
Oh,
Kitchen.
restaurants. I got restaurants here.
Maybe 500. I'm not sure.
Bananas?
So we love Nana's Kitchen. It's like home to us.
Yeah.
My gosh, the waitresses there buy my little gifts for Christmas. Mm,
Awesome.
they have my heart, right? RP's has been here forever.
There you go.
We have new ones coming in. H2O Seafood. COVID hit, so we haven't been there yet. Here it's phenomenal. We have the vault starting to open up, a brand new restaurant here. The waterfront. Where else can you sit out and watch freighters go by?
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
my
That's
favorite
awesome.
restaurant there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we go out there, yeah, my
Yep.
wife and
When
I-
you're down river on the river, there's nothing like it. It's its own experience.
you can see the Detroit skyline from there when you're on the
Yep.
water right there, right on. We're sitting out there having a drink, a cocktail, and eating. Yeah,
It's the best, isn't it? You should see every single morning the view and the sunrise
yeah,
from their parking lot.
yeah.
I drive to work every morning by there, and like once a week, I'll pull in the parking lot and sit there for about 3 minutes and just be like in such awe
Yeah.
that this is what we get to do every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, is there Stroh's still down there?
Stroh's is down there. One of our faves, Yogurt Town.
I'm a Stroh's fan myself. I'm a Stroh's
Yep.
fan myself. But they
Bob
definitely,
Joe's. People love Bob Joe's. People come forever. The street fairs down here, Glowfish Studios. We have so much to offer. I can't. You could spend a week in downtown Wyandotte and not catch everything.
and it's so walkable. I mean, it is. You just can stroll up and
It
down
is.
there. I mean, it's super
It is.
walkable.
And we have a lot of outside little bistros now, which are really awesome.
Yeah.
hmm
So, Elise, you got anything else? We got one more for us, maybe? Anything?
The little pierogi shop. Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
Oh
Now
my
you're speaking
goodness.
my language.
Probably one of my ultimate faves. And I have to tell you, I was actually going to have food delivered to you guys tonight.
What the heck?
Well, so the owners decide to go in the hospital yesterday and have a dang baby.
Unbelievable.
Oh, come on.
You know what I mean?
Heck.
Can we tell? Not on Wednesdays. Not on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we're going to get you guys some gift cards. So
What's that?
you guys can go there and make sure you get the crepes. Mulberry is my favorite. They have a fruity pebble crepe. Come on now. Come on.
She's like, come on now.
So Lisa, I've been to Wyandotte a lot. I've never heard of little pierogi. Where's this at?
I don't think Don's Polish. I really don't think you are. I don't think so.
I'm not sure, but he's got a sweet haircut. I can tell you that. And it's a nice haircut you have today, Don.
Thank you.
You know where Magdalena's is?
Yes.
Right across the street. So you have Magdaleno's, CVS on Elm Street, and it's like right across the alley.
Boy,
Mhm.
I missed
This
it.
little Polish boy. I'll get him out there. Don't worry, Elise. I'll get him out there.
Come on. Yeah.
Well,
Wait till it opens up, Don. We're going to expand your world a little bit.
That's who you are.
I have a sister-in-law that she owned Jenny's Pierogies
No way.
in War, and they had a couple different locations, but they sold it about a year ago. So we'd always get our pierogies there. So I never had to go out anywhere. It was fresh.
See, some guys get the pierogies brought to them. You know, some guys get the pierogies brought to them. Jeez.
Now I have to go out, so I'm
Mhm.
all down with going to little.
Hey,
pierogi
man,
shop.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, pierogi.
Yeah.
people.
We'll teach you the way. Wait till you have these pierogies. So the pierogies started in Joe's Hamburger Shop, which used to be here.
Yep.
And Joe moved out. Well, his name's Jeremy. Moved out and got a bigger place out on Biddle. And one of his employees stayed back and opened up this company. And her name is Drew Greer. She's not even 30 years old. She is phenomenal to have this business and run this business. She has, well, a brand new baby and like a year and a half old baby. And I'm in awe of her because she's cool, she's calm, she's collected. She sells out every single week, and you're not even 30. How cool are you?
Absolutely.
awesome.
Walk in, be like, boss.
It's awesome.
Right? She's a total boss, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
just
you get the pierogies, you get the kielbasa that's made here.
Oh my god.
So I guess, Lisa, my question is, like, is her theme music? You know, every superhero's got a theme music. Is it like a polka, like a polka, or like you know what do you call it? Accordion. Is that what it is? Like roll out the barrel or something?
Not for me, but okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So, Lise, give us one more little tidbit about Mammy's Mission before you go, because we love talking about your charity because you guys are amazing.
Right. If you have an autistic child, get a hold of us.
Yep.
We actually are working with Autism Alliance of Michigan. There's so many companies that are calling us, asking us for help, asking us what we're doing. We're learning your children, and we're helping your children learn in their own way.
Yep.
We're not trying to fit a square peg in a round hole anymore. We're giving them their own abilities, and we're seeing so much good come out of it. I had a mom call me last week, and her 4-year-old, he was being a handful and having behaviors. So I sent her some stuff. So she called me yesterday and she said, because of what you sent me, he sat for the first time in a barber's chair. The barber used to chase him around.
Yeah.
Did you see that post?
No, I did not see that.
The barber used to chase him around the salon to try and cut his hair.
Wow.
So I sent him his own clippers and his own cape. So he had empowerment to sit in the chair.
Yeah.
And the next day she said he didn't care for it, but he sat. And I said, I don't care if he cared for it. He sat, right? So he's showing his ability.
Yeah.
He's saying new words. He's trying new things. He's calmer. He's sleeping. And I'm like, all in less than 3 days' time.
Yeah. That's so awesome.
So
That's so heartwarming.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So Steve Clark this and love what you do. There's so many people that love what you do. Just from us being involved with you, people stop me where I'm at. Man, Lisa's awesome. That's all I say. They don't say great what you did. They go, Lisa's awesome. They just say that. That's it. So you are amazing. You are the queen of Wyandotte. You are definitely the queen of Wyandotte, my dear.
Well,
and
I don't know about that, but yeah.
You, myself, Don Lawrence over here, and Eric Sloan are going to sit down, and we're going to see if we can't get you a building. How about that?
I'm in on that one.
Absolutely. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You're the best.
Love you.
We love you guys.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you. Have a good night.
See ya.
Bye, Don. Bye, Matt.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Boy, that was awesome.
It's always, whenever I talk to Lisa, you always feel warm. You never notice that? You always feel warm and like you feel good about who you are.
And positive.
Yeah, you just do.
You have just energy and more positivity. So
guys, we're going to wrap it up with a couple of things here. First, we want to do some things realtors see. This is going to be a tricky segment because we're trying to get it to work on the old keys. So we're going to go to share screen there. Yep. Application window. You got it. And now first one is, right, the pink one. Yep. It'll pop up on the top. On the right-hand side.
Right here?
Nope. Right-hand side. Or below down on myself.
What?
Open the right-hand side there. Yep.
right above Lisa.
Yep. Above
Right
Lisa.
there, going up right there. Right
okay,
there.
I'm
Yep.
sorry.
That's okay. All right. So, Don, I saw this in the house.
This?
Look at this bad boy. I saw this pink piano just in somebody's living room.
You know what that reminds me of? It seems to me that like Elton John's going to come walking out of the frame and come in and just kick it.
It was awesome.
Start kicking it.
I mean, it was just kind of like you walk in the living room and the house was in great shape and it was well kept. It was on the water.
Yeah.
And you walk in, you go, And you just keep walking. I was like, what the heck? So things we're going to see. That's number one. We got a couple more, at least one more good one. Yeah, it doesn't. No, it's your
You're in the
screen.
right spot.
Yeah,
Back here?
Yeah, you're doing good. Look again. There you go. So this one, I saw this one with. Can you guess where? Let's see. Hang on one
You
second.
got to move it over.
Yeah, move it over.
Move it over where?
On the top.
Grab
pull
the
it.
top and
Grab the
grab
top,
it.
just pull it. Yep. There you go.
And then click the.
I think
There you go.
You got it.
Perfect.
So this one, Don, this one right here is, can you figure out where they put the bed? Like in the middle of the room, you just see this big couple of X's. And like the front, I just don't know how long does the bed have to sit there in that one space for it to be that. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I think we got one more. We'll see here. People are laughing. So I think there's one more. Let's see what we got. One more thing, I think. If we can't find it, we can't find it.
Where's it at?
Chrome 10, try that. No.
Did you
I don't
load
know.
it?
Nah, I must have. That's okay. No worries. So that's all we got for what realtors see, guys. Pink pianos. So don't all you guys will go out and buy a pink piano. All right. And every once in a while, please move your bed somewhere else. Okay. It's amazing.
Boy, that's a big bed, big pedestal bed. It's
It was awesome. I swear to God, it was the house is totally empty. And I get up and I'm like walking around and I go, there's the bed right there.
Probably had cabinets.
Yeah. Because like they're like, where do you put the bed? I just went there.
As a matter of fact, you could go right here. Like somebody put X marks the spot. Janine.
Oh yeah, X marks the spot,
Right.
huh? X
All
marks
right,
the spot.
So.
So we're gonna do fan of the show.
This
Folks,
is going to be unlike us.
This is unlike us.
Totally unlike us, and I'm
It
a
is.
fan of the show this week.
So fan of the show is a gentleman that we know as a very flamboyant individual.
And that's why I can't believe this person would move to where he
Absolutely, I can't believe
he
it.
needs to be around people talking. Who's he going to talk to in that state?
Absolutely. Who is he going to talk to? That's
Right,
exactly
that's what I'm
right. That's
saying.
exactly right. So, fan of the show that's going to get our wonderful Talkin Real Estate T-shirt. And Don, before we give it away, my man Steve Kreitz, I know has his on right now, and a couple other people. They're becoming like the Wilkowitzes and that. They're becoming like fan favorite things. So, guys, every Wednesday, wear it. Send us the picture. We'll throw it up there. We'll show people you're representing.
Steve's supposed to do that. Well, how come he hasn't done that?
Oh, he tried to. He tried to.
Oh,
Today. Was
okay,
having some
okay.
issues, but
Okay,
he definitely had it. So he definitely had it on. So.
Right.
The guy that's going to get this T-shirt today, our fan of the show, is Sam Abdullah, ladies and gentlemen.
Sam.
So give us some chanting. Sam, 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 Sam Abdullah in his Montana ranch.
I hope he's still watching.
He probably is. If he isn't, we'll let him
Sam,
know.
you watching?
Yeah, he probably is. See, people are chanting to Sam.
Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Sam.
People. I love people. I swear to God. So, ladies and gentlemen, give us a one. There it is, Sam.
There
We're gonna ask for one more quick shout out to Melissa, our producer on the side. Melissa, stick your head out there one more time for us. She did a great job today. Her first time around. Melissa. No, you know what? Let's go. Mel. Give us some Mels in the chat. Look at that. There we go. Sam Abdullah's there.
Sam,
He is.
no, I don't know. You both are good at getting it.
Oh my God. Guys, we love being around with you. We're glad that Melissa was here today. It keeps our hands free. We can yell and scream and make all kinds of noise.
Sam just posted.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. So let's see. Where is Sam Abdullah? You go up higher, yeah.
Nope, down one.
There he
There
is.
he is.
You guys are the best. Sam Abdullah, ladies
Sam
and gentlemen. The legend continues.
Sam, you have to come here to pick it up, though.
Yes, you do.
What's
Yes,
that?
you do. Huh?
Nothing.
Oh,
Come on,
okay.
Kitty. We'll get it to you, Sam.
All right. So,
All right.
Melissa, you think we're done with the show for now? You think we're good?
It's up to you guys.
We
See,
cover
so-
everything?
See, that's a producer I like. So it's up to you guys. Whatever you want to do.
It's up to you. It's up to
Look
you.
at that. Melissa, you make these two guys look good. John Betker. Absolutely, she does. You know how hard that is, John? You know us me a long time. It's hard to make me look good. Absolutely. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm Scott,
I'm done.
and we're talking real estate. See ya. Well, this is finish?
This one?
No, up higher. Left.
To the left.
This is finish.